Hey, witches!
Hi, hello, welcome back.
It's Taurus season!
Yay! It's stubborn time.
Hey, hey, watch your fucking
Don't do
mouth.
absolutely do not. You are a fucking bull for a reason. I don't give
Fine,
a I
we're
don't give a
gonna talk
shit.
about that, okay?
I don't give a shit.
So, Taurus dates are April 20th to May 20th. So I'm right in there, right right in the midst of that at May 9th. Our symbol is the bull, as Emily just said, which has vexed me for years. I don't know why, but like some of the zodiacs have these cute little symbols that I'm like, that would be such a cute tattoo. And then mine's a fucking circle with horns on it, and I'm like,
It's
lame.
not bad. My
It's not the worst one, but I don't love it. But it is what I am, so here we go. Um, Taurus is a fixed earth sign, which both of those things, which we're going to get more into in detail here in a little bit, um, really play into that stubbornness that Emily was referencing. Um,
it's
the
like a
ruling
word of
planet
the Lord for
is
you.
Venus. It's in the second house, or it's the ruler of the second house. The mantra is I have, which also really makes a lot of sense as we get into things. Body
Side
part
note.
is the throat, yes. Lily,
It's a
are you
baby.
laying on the dog bed?
Yes. That
Hi,
is her.
Lily. Meow.
She's like, hi.
Hi, Lily. Oh,
So,
hello.
say hi. Say hello.
She's in
See,
on. I don't speak on command, bitch. What?
she does though. That's the sad thing. She fucking does until it's recorded. And then she's like, just kidding.
She's like,
I'm gonna be a
no,
fucking Taurus
I'm.
today.
I am not a pony show.
All right.
Lily.
Go ahead.
Body part is the throat. Colors are green and light pink.
I really
And the
want to know
tarot.
more about these body part things.
Yeah, it's definitely something I'd like to learn more about in detail. The website that I used doesn't. It goes a little into detail, but not enough. Um,
Yeah.
it's
Like what
something about the
defines
way that they mapped the sky onto the body. It's got there's
mm,
history to it, but
okay. That's another episode.
um,
Got it.
yeah.
I was
Um,
just curious.
and then the tarot card is the Hierophant or the High Priest or Priestess,
That was in my
depending on what
tarot of the year.
deck you have. Yeah.
Ooh.
Um, your typical Taurus personality likes
Stubborn.
the. Listen, that's no, we're not there yet. Okay. Um, they love the reward or the winning or the prize. Um, we like physical pleasures. We like material things. We're most likely not going to find a Taurus who's a minimalist. Like, it's just not a thing that we do. Um, we like to be surrounded by beautiful things, and um, it also says that where the Taurus is a tactile sign, which I guess makes sense in some ways for me, but in some ways it does not. It says they enjoy tender and sensual touch. I would prefer not to be touched 9 times out of 10.
Ain't that the
But
truth?
I do I have lots of really soft blankets and um like fuzzy pillows and that kind of tactile stuff. So, you know, um Taurus likes comfort and being surrounded by not only like nice things, but like soothing things. A good meal
I
and fine wine. Like,
I feel like that suits you because every like you know those TikToks where it's like which one are you and it like you can choose like different backgrounds or like what kind of bedroom would you have? I feel like you always pick the cozy comfort.
yeah,
Like it's not about the state of the like how into the future you're being. It's literally like am I comfortable? Am I in a safe spot? Like
yeah. Literally, comfort and stability are my like number one things that I need. Like,
I feel
it's
like
very me.
anytime I see those, I'm like, well, that one would probably be Brandy because it's like the most comfy,
Yeah, that's
cozy.
valid. I get blankets for gifts all the time, and I keep all of them. We have an entire closet full of blankets. I have 2 blankets on my recliner right now, 2 blankets on the couch, and like 4 blankets on the bed. I
Blankets
like
are always good.
comfy, cozy things. They're my favorite. Um, Good meals, like good food, um, the arts, and like things like that are a big thing. Um, the constellation in the sky is in the northern hemisphere is used or has been used in the past for timekeeping to signal the spring equinox. So a lot of cultures in Sumeria, Babylon, Greece, Rome, and even some of the Native American cultures in New Mexico um, worshipped the bull and like associated it with blessings in agriculture.
Hmm,
So that's a
I can
thing.
see that.
And it kind of like makes sense too because a lot of the time they would use like bulls or ox or things like that to pull plows and things. So that kind of makes sense too. In mythology, the bull is I don't love this story, but it's Zeus. Um there is a story in mythology in Greek mythology where Zeus changes into a white bull to woo Princess Europa. He carries the princess across the Mediterranean to Crete, and they conceive a son there who is Minos, the king Minos, who ruled there for like a long time and was like everybody loved him kind of vibe.
Hmm.
So that's the mythology associated with Taurus. Um, Taurus is the first of the 4 fixed signs of the zodiac. Um, So the fixed sign of the zodiac is that it holds a place of stability in the center phase of the 4 seasons. Taurus is the middle of spring. So when the season is most fixed or established. Um, and that also lends to the grounded, immovable, and somewhat rooted tendencies of this sign, e.g., stubborn. Like that's stubbornness. That's yes, because it's a fixed sign.
All of
And
it. Yes.
then you compound that with it being an earth sign, which is the heaviest and most solid element.
That's what I'm saying.
And um cuz yeah, earth is like methodical, patient, dependable. That it's a heavy like unbendable element.
You
Uh
stubborn bitches is what you are.
Listen. It is what it is. Um Venus is the planet. People born with Venus in Taurus are likely drawn to creating, accumulating, and enjoying art. Art, attraction, good food, beautiful things. Um, they also are going to probably have a lot of patience and dedication to their craft. Um,
Mm, that makes sense.
They're often friendly and prone to indulgence, which is definitely a whole mood. It's me.
Mhm.
It's me. Hi. Um,
Hi, it's me. I'm the problem. It's me.
yeah. Um, Taurus is assigned the second house, which is security, possessions, personal wealth. Um, which is again right on par with everything we've already talked about. We
Yeah.
like to be secure. We don't like unknowns. We don't like spontaneity. We like to know what's happening, what's okay. We like things. Um, um, Personality wise, ruled by Venus, Taurus's traits are they tend to be receptive, feminine, or yin qualities. Um, which means that a lot of the times your Taurus is going to be a thinker. They're going to think a lot and engage with inner awareness and be very aware of their own um like everything issues and like thoughts and feelings and be very aware of that. Um and even though it's a feminine or yin sign, both men and women who have Taurus as any of their three signs, rising sun or moon, are going to have that steady, patient, generous energy. Um, okay, and this is another thing that this is me so much, which makes sense because I'm a Taurus. Okay, anyway, because of the fixed sign nature, people with Taurus in their charts as like a in a prominent place as their rising sun or moon sign are going to be great at dedicating themselves to projects or relationships and seeing them through. I am incapable of not finishing a book. Like, even if I start reading it and it is the worst fucking book I've ever read, I can't not finish it. Same with like a project or a meal or like, I can't not finish and it's an issue.
Yeah.
Um, and then also on the flip side of that, sometimes a Taurus will stay in a relationship or a situation like job, whatever it may be, that's maybe not the best for them longer than they should because they don't like to give up on things. Um, Taurus strengths are their patience, ability to be resourceful, productive, and consistent. They're peaceful. They love common sense. And they think practically and typically carefully consider what they want to say. We've also all heard about that Taurus temper, though. So,
Yeah.
um, they're in a
That's for
relationship,
fucking
they're
sure.
going to stabilize, sustain, and preserve what they value. Um, yeah, they're steady and reliable, and they're going to honor their commitments. Sometimes they're going to learn a little slower or take their time learning about something new, maybe more than others would. However, once they've learned that, they're not going to forget it. Um, they're naturally connected to the beauty of the earth and sensuality. They like to preserve nature and feel rebalanced by spending time walking, which I've always thought this was like a country girl thing. And I think part of it is growing up a country girl. But I like the best feeling is that first time that I can walk out into the grass barefoot. That is one of my
Yeah.
favorite things. And that kind of goes along with what it's saying here too. So, Taurus is typically creative. They like to um, make things and then collect things. They also um, prefer to give gifts versus receive them, which is quite accurate. I feel super awkward about I like, don't get me wrong, I love gifts. I love getting gifts, but I feel super awkward about accepting them or reacting to them, if that makes sense. Um and I love to give things to people. I love giving gifts. So,
Yeah. I'm the kind of person
and
though that if I give gifts or if I get gifts, I have to give gifts.
yeah, makes sense. That's why we just
I
keep
feel
sending
like I
packages back and forth to each other.
yeah. I just feel like I owe something. Like I owe you
Yeah, no, that
something.
makes sense. Well, and I've always, and my mom is the same way, which makes sense because we have this literal same birthday. Um, yeah, I was
What?
born on my mom's birthday.
What a
Um,
present you were.
right, best present she ever received. Um, um, but we're both the same way. Like, we're really awkward about getting gifts and how to react, and it sometimes will seem like maybe we don't like it, but that's not the
Mhm.
case. We just don't know how to react. So now let's talk about those personality weaknesses that we don't have.
Mhm.
Um, Sometimes being patient and peaceful can lead to being complacent or getting stuck in a rut. Um, Being averse to change, overly rooted in their ways and mindset. Um, Taurus is not typically vengeful or revengeful. However, I'm not going to forget. Like, forgive and forget doesn't exist. I will not forget. So it can take a long time for people to earn back trust or to change a Taurus's mind. It can be a strength when it comes to respecting yourself and setting boundaries, however. So while it's a weakness, it can also be a strength. But it can also, this literally says, can become a stumbling block if they are simply being stubborn or controlling to make a point, which is not something I've ever done in my entire life.
Mhm.
So I don't know about that.
Mhm.
um, Taurus likes routines. They like to be productive and organized. Um, and sometimes that can come with making a habit and holding on to a habit, even if that habit is no longer serving.
Yeah.
So that can be a bad thing, especially, and this literally says, especially in regard to food or drink, um, which is definitely a thing for me. Um, yeah. Anywho,
You don't say.
um, Taurus can get fixations or obsessions, and get overly attached to people or ideas or things, um, and can be overly sentimental or possessive, especially in relationships. Um, Taurus at work. Here we go. Let's see, what job am I supposed to have? Um, they're uniquely suited for professions that are focused on building and completing a project. They need to have some regularity and consistency, which is very valid. Like, I don't want to do the same exact thing every day. Like, I couldn't just sit on a line and run a machine doing the same thing every day, but I need to have some consistency. Physical strength, emotional balance, and determination are going to be the strong suit. So, something where they're not challenged or hands on is going to be frustrating. Caregiving and service type roles can be fulfilling. Which those are the types of jobs that I've worked in so far. Just about every job I've had that I've actually and even kind of enjoyed has been that type of job. It also says the ultimate work environment for a Taurus is going to need to be beautiful, which is very valid for me. Like, I need to enjoy the space that I'm in. So, like, my office at work, I've decorated and made it a very homey space because if I don't want to be in that space, then I'm not going to work well in that space. We're also going to feel connected to or more purposeful if we're creating something for others, whether it's nourishing or inspiring. So whether it's art or cooking or something like that, doing something for others is going to be a fulfilling job.
Is it though?
Well, sometimes. A lot of Taurus can really have an affinity for plant life and living off the earth. So there are a lot of farmers, gardeners, even florists that are Taurus. That's not me. I'm not great at keeping plants alive. But
that's so true.
Girl, I try. I literally try, and it's just not. It's not a good look. I'm not good at it. Artists, carpentry, woodworking, historians or antique dealers, those types of things. Which is funny because growing up, one of the jobs that I really, really wanted to do until I realized I don't fucking like outside or being dirty was being like an anthropologist. And like,
oh, yeah.
Going and like, yeah, doing all of that. And then I realized that was not the vibe for me. But in some people with Taurus in their chart are going to be good at banking and accounting or treasurers, economists,
Economics.
those kind of things, because Taurus does like stability and wealth and that kind of thing. That's not me, but
Well,
that
apparently
is.
I don't like any of that because Taurus is not in my chart.
Well, it's somewhere in there. It's just not one of your predominant things. But it's gonna be in one of your houses.
Well, it's not in my 12 houses.
It's gotta be in there somewhere. It's just not one of your three. Oh, I don't know. It's still in your chart somewhere, I believe. Like, I think they're all in there. Unless I'm just stupid, which is possible. But anywho. Okay. Taurus compatibility. Ooh. Fire signs and air signs are going to be less compatible with Taurus. Taurus will like the lively quality of the fire signs, but they're not going to enjoy that impulsiveness and volatility and like a long-term relationship. So like those people are fun to be around sometimes, but not someone that's going to be a good relationship. Especially Aries, they're going to rub a Taurus the wrong way. It's not going to go well. Sagittarius likes change and adaptation. They like for things to not always be the same. And that's not going to go well for a Taurus who doesn't like change. Leo and Taurus both love life's pleasures and beauty and that kind of thing. But they're both going to have a high stubbornness, and that's going to probably cause some friction. Air signs are swift, speedy, and social, which is fun for the Taurus sometimes. But with them being so methodical and rooted, it can be hard for those two signs to sync up because they're moving at different speeds. Gemini is going to be the next least compatible next to Aries with Taurus because they're going to annoy the Taurus because the Taurus is not going to understand what the fuck the Gemini is thinking.
Yeah.
Libra and Taurus could be a good match because they are both ruled by Venus. But Libra is very spontaneous and the Taurus is not going to be that. They like to have a plan and know what's going on. Aquarius and Taurus are either going to inspire each other to grow, or it's going to be too tricky for them to get along.
That's why my best friend's a bitch. I'm just kidding.
It literally says Saturn ruled Aquarius takes their contrarian intellectual debates as seriously as Taurus takes their pleasures and luxuries, so they may come at an impasse in temperament and values. However, I like to think that you and I are those ones that inspire each other to growth, not
I mean,
be
yeah.
too tricky to harmonize. We're on year 2.
That's
Year
true.
2. Year 2. Happy 2nd anniversary. Hey, witches. So
Hi, hello.
you
I ripped that out of my book so fucking fast.
really did. That was kind of awesome.
I probably left a huge smudge though in the book.
Oh no. Stop that. My iPad just went crazy. Okay, there we go. Water signs. Water signs bring vulnerability and emotional intelligence. Water signs are going to be more complementary to Taurus, to the earth sign. Cancer, particularly, Cancer and Taurus make a good relationship, whether it be friendship or relationship. They're both about emotional support and dependability, which actually makes a hell of a lot of sense in my life because one of my best friends is an Aquarius, Miss Emily, and then I have 2 best
Hi.
friends that are Cancers. So it makes a lot of sense.
Hello.
Taurus and Pisces are one of the best love matches. They are very receptive to each other's thoughts and spiritual and philosophical awareness. Pisces has a way of pulling Taurus out of their comfort zone without making them feel insecure. And then the Taurus grounds the Pisces and brings them back down to earth sometimes. Scorpio and Taurus are going to have an amazing sex life, but they both are possessive and there are going to be insecurities there if there's not a lot of communication and a lot of work to make each other feel safe and secure. Earth signs. Earth signs, because Taurus is an earth sign, have the greatest affinity with Taurus because they share those themes of stability, practicality, and sensuality. 2 Taurus together are going to be like almost perfect. However, they're not going to grow together. They're not going to challenge each other or push each other out of their comfort zone. They're just going to be stagnant. Taurus and Virgo are going to connect well. Taurus is going to ground Virgo's anxious nature. And Virgo is going to balance Taurus's indulgence. So they're going to kind of mesh well. Taurus and Capricorn are probably, arguably, depending on who you talk to, the best match, which is so interesting because guess who's a Capricorn? Brittany. They both love concrete results, material mastery. Taurus and Capricorn can build an empire together constructively and methodically. Both are going to be sensual, maybe with Taurus being a bit more so. And the Taurus is going to relax the Capricorn, and the Capricorn is going to push the Taurus to grow. So they're going to have that kind of dichotomy where they complete each other. And that is very much alive in our relationship. Brittany is the more responsible one who gets me to be more responsible, and I'm the one that like gets her to loosen up a little bit sometimes. So very compatible. Let's build an empire, babe. Health wise, Taurus. So it's talking about the constitution, what like personal constitution. And being an earth sign, Taurus is associated with the melancholic temperament. This is thought to be connected to the spleen, which filters the blood and supports immunity. It can be cold and stagnant. This goes along with the fact that Taurus can become sluggish and unbalanced if there's not pushed. Also, this is so wild, and Brittany's going to shit her pants when she hears this part. So the Taurus's constitution adds another layer by putting Venus over in rulership of the bull. It adds a phlegmatic quality to Taurus, making this constitution prone to congestion and phlegm buildup. Seriously? Like, people that are like, astrology's not real can get a fucking life because what? Anyway, in classical astrology, motherfucking shit, goddammit. In classical astrological medicine, the entire zodiac was mapped out on the human body, with Taurus ruling over the lower jaw, neck, and throat. So they're going to have strong necks, but may need to guard against throat infections and thyroid imbalances.
Holla.
All right. I don't have a thyroid imbalance, at least that I know of, but I do often get bronchial infections. So, let's see. Herbal allies, plantain, which is like those like not bananas, right? Plantains.
It's a type of banana, I think. I think it's a sweeter one.
Poke root, cayenne pepper. Those are the plant allies. And then the tarot card. The major arcana tarot card is the Hierophant or the High Priest or Priestess, which is card number 5. The Hierophant symbolizes earthly rituals. And where the fuck did that just go? earthly rituals and traditions that connect us to the divine. It appears to remind us to put our belief in the unseen. So, like to believe in the universe or your higher power, whatever your choice may be. But the card also has a shadow meaning, which warns us to beware of becoming fixated on material things, um, and not becoming a spiritual materialist by worrying too much about wealth and collecting things versus your values and your heart. The minor arcana cards are the 5, 6, and 7 of Pentacles. Pentacles are coins or discs associated with the element of earth. Um, and these obviously are about cultivating material things. Um, these cards tend to speak about managing finances, physical resources, or making choices and success. Um, the 5 of Pentacles is going to be the worry card. It appears when you're feeling strained or in like a financial crisis. The 6 of Pentacles is going to be the success card. So that card's going to appear when we're feeling successful, prosperous, and feeling even a little like sharing the wealth. And then 7 of Pentacles is the failure card. So it's going to be appearing when you're feeling restless or wanting to speed up material projects and things like that. That card is to remind you to stay patient and disciplined and not like reminding us that just because something is going slower than we want it to doesn't mean it's failing. If Taurus is your rising sign, then that means that the Taurus was on the eastern horizon at the time of your birth. It would mean you're ruled by Earth and your ruling planet is Venus. Again, it's basically the same thing we've been talking about. You're going to be ruled by love, beauty, money, beautiful things, all of that. And then here's the fun part. Taurus celebrities. There are a lot. I only wrote down like maybe 20. But
Maybe.
okay, well the list I was looking at had like 40. So yeah, I didn't write them all down. Um Adele is a Taurus, Lizzo, Dwayne the Rock Johnson,
I can
Jessica
see
Alba,
Lizzo being a Taurus.
right? Lizzo is a whole vibe, so it makes a lot of sense that we are one. Cher, Penelope Cruz, Gal Gadot, Gal Gadot, it's Gadot. Gigi
I-
Hadid, Tina Fey, Kelly Clarkson, George Clooney, Channing Tatum, Megan Fox, Rami Malek, Henry Cavill, John Cena, Janet Jackson,
Ooh, my bestie Casey would be so happy to hear that.
Sam Smith, which is also a whole vibe. Like Sam Smith and Lizzo are my two like musical vibes right now, and I feel like that makes a lot of
Listen,
sense.
that his song "Mommy Don't Know" or whatever. I listen. I can say like
Body
the
Shop.
lyrics. Body Shop. I was like, I can say the lyrics, but I don't remember the name. That was a whole vibe. I loved that.
Yeah, that whole album is a vibe, but that's a whole other story. Queen Elizabeth II was also a Taurus. Rosario Dawson is the perfect Taurus. She was born on May 9th, as was I, just so we're all aware of why that makes her perfect. And then I literally wrote I always put my resources at the bottom of my notes. So I put the like astrology.com is where I got most of my information. Glamour.com is where I got the celebrity birthdays. And then I just wrote wife in here because she would be very distraught if I did not let you all know that her other boo, Kaylani, is a Taurus. So that is Taurus. I actually just talked for a really long time. I didn't think it was going to be that long of an episode, but you're welcome.
If you have that long commute to work in the morning, or
Yeah.
home. But
Yeah.
all right.
All right.
Cool. Until next time.
Bye.